Welcome to Made for More podcast, where faith and personal growth converge. I'm Julia, and I'm honored to guide you on a journey of empowerment and transformation alongside our occasional co-host, Omar. We are passionate believers and advocates for unlocking your God-given full potential. Join us as we explore the intersection of faith, life, business, and relationships, igniting a fire within to embrace the truth that your life is destined for greatness. Together, we'll uncover strategies, insights, and stories that inspire and equip you to become the best version of yourself. Get ready to embark on a fulfilling quest towards personal and professional fulfillment, guided by faith and the unwavering belief that you, my friend, are made for more. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Julia Keeps It Real. I am so honored to have the real Queen Syd, Sydney Smith, here on the podcast. The crazy thing is when I was actively growing my network marketing business, Sydney, I would listen to your podcast. Of course, your mentor, Jessie Lee, but something special about you. Okay. So I just want you to know that, like literally woman to woman, something special about you. And people, you know, I love Jessie Lee, but people are going to be inspired by you and what you bring to the table. And I was like, I've got to get Sydney, her realness, her vibe, her energy on this podcast. And so I feel like you're one of the next up and coming, rising, super powerhouse leaders that's going to be like neck and neck with Jessie Lee. So I'm looking forward to watching you continue to bloom. But kind of, you know, for people that don't know how much of a powerhouse you are in this business and space, give us a little intro. Tell us a little bit about, you know, why they can believe what you're saying. Because like, tell us about some of the, you know, success you've had and things like that in your business.
Oh my gosh. First of all, I didn't know that you used to listen to my podcast. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
So my name is Sydney Smith. I've been in the industry for 7 years now, I think. I started with direct sales and decided that really was not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to do the parties. I didn't want to do the stock. I didn't want to do any of that. And so 5.5 years ago, I moved to network marketing. I appreciated the comp plan, and that's just where I wanted to be. And so 5.5 years ago, I was heavily in active addiction. So I'm a recovering addict. And when I decided to join the industry, I was still really, really struggling. I had been trying to get clean for 2 years unsuccessfully, and was looking for something bigger than me, and was looking for something that would help me kind of hold myself accountable, and was going to kind of be like a self-growth journey with a compensation plan attached. And I also was looking for community, and I was just looking for something to hold myself accountable, really, and to help myself pay off my debt that I had accumulated with active addiction. And so 5.5 years ago is when I joined my mentor, Jessie Lee. And we've been through 2 companies together. And I joined her on June 17th of 2016. My recovery date is June 22nd of 2016. Wow. So it lines up right to when I joined, and it's absolutely changed my life. So I went from, you know, $30,000 in credit card debt to I left a toxic relationship. I moved across the country. I came out as gay a couple of years ago. Now I'm getting married to my fiance this year.
Congratulations.
And so it's just completely different life than I was 5.5 years ago. And I'm eternally grateful for this industry, this community, this everything, because I don't know that I would have ever left that toxic relationship, which has like rippled into all areas of my life, including me coming out, without this industry. So it's been a huge catapult in my life.
Yeah. So, okay. I want to know, like, what do you think contributes to your success? Because I'll just be, you know, Julia Keeps It Real. You are, you know, right under, from what I know, like Jessie Lee's, you know, leg, you get her straight mentorship and guidance. However, I know there's hundreds and thousands of people that get that, but haven't seen your success. And at the end of the day, it comes down to you and what you put into your business. So what do you think contributes to your success? I mean, your story is powerful, but how do you keep going? Like, what do you contribute to that?
I think the most important aspect, or the most important like tool, I guess, is resiliency. In anybody that is going to be successful is resiliency, because there's literally no straight line to success. There's none. And so I get asked by my friends a lot because I'm like, I just don't let a lot bother me. And so one day my friend Bree asked me, she goes, how do you do that? Like, how do you not get upset when XYZ happens, or like when, you get knocked all the way down and have to rebuild your team, or, whatever, which has happened to me. And I just said, when you've been through what I've been through in life, like, it doesn't matter. It's all a game. Like,
yeah.
It's a game with people's lives, but like, you have to understand what I mean by that. Like, it's, if the team crumbles, if something happens, if tomorrow my company went out of business, like I'm not worried.
Yeah.
I know that I've been through way more, and I know that I will continue to go through a ton in my life. And so it just things become like inconveniences instead of detrimental bombs when you have been through so much. And so I think resilience is the one thing that like it's non-negotiable. If you want to be successful, you have to be resilient. You have to be able to step back and be like, okay, is this going to matter in 5 years? Okay, is this going to matter in a week? Like,
right.
Okay, I might be upset that so-and-so is getting more attention, or so-and-so is getting the stage, or whatever, but like in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And so it's allowed me to keep persevering through a lot of ups and downs and a lot of hardships in business, and really just show up for myself, because I know what life I want to create for me and my fiance. And so I'm the only one that can make that happen.
So what I'm also hearing you say, along with resiliency, is mindset. It's like you're basically saying, like, I'm going to make this an inconvenience more so than like a complete disaster. My life is coming to an end. And I think that's so important. And it's hard, that I realized when I was growing a network marketing business, and even now as I'm coaching and having women in my Faith Freedom Flow club, it's like, I can teach and train on mindset, but it's so hard, because at the end of the day, you have to like practice it yourself, become it yourself. And I basically just kind of heard you say that you just have the right mindset and grit and resiliency to like make it happen. So that's awesome. I love that. And I think success means different things to different people. And I've been loving asking this question on each guest episode. What does success mean to you?
I think like when I started in network marketing, success was like this, $10,000 a month will mean success, or like recovery is success. But I don't think success is linear. Like, I've hit all of those markers that I used to think were success, and I still don't feel like I've done enough. I still don't feel like I've helped enough people. I still don't feel like I've changed enough lives. And so I think every level that you get to in life, success is going to look different. You're never going to feel like you did enough, ever. Even when you hit that $10,000 a month goal, and it's like, oh my God, my life is going to be so different. And your life is not different. It's more convenient, but it's not that different. And I think that people think money is going to solve problems, and I don't believe that. I don't know what success looks like, because I know it's ever changing, but like, I know for me, what's important to me at this point in my life right now is, number one, creating the life that like my fiance and I want. So like, we want to travel, and I want to have babies, and I want to be able to have nannies, and like, there's a certain life that I want for them. But on the other side of that, success is like, there's no big names in this industry that are openly lesbian. And I want to be that. I want to put more of that forward in the industry for my community. I want to be, more of a safe space for my community in network marketing in general. And so that's my goal right now. My goal is to be the first person who speaks on a GoPro stage that is an openly gay woman. And that feels like success right now, because I know how many people that will impact. But once I do that, it's on to the next thing,
Yeah. I love that. I've heard you, and I even mentioned this in my coaching program, is like, publicly share your goals, because one, speaking life into it is major. And then not only are you claiming it, but you're having your people cheer you on around it and holding you accountable. So I love that you've openly have shared that as your goal, because I saw that either in the post or video or TikTok or whatever you do, because you do a lot of things. And I was like, oh, that's a big goal. And I love that for you. And that you're like, I'm claiming it and it's going to happen. And I can't wait for that moment for you to make that happen. So yeah, I agree. Like it's always evolving. It's always changing. I think that sometimes I just equate success as peace. Like when I feel like I'm having some peace in my life, and what I'm hearing, even you're like, I want a nanny so I can have that balance. I want to travel because that's going to give me some extra peace. Like I love that for you, that you're like, this is what it's like for right now, but who knows, it could change.
Absolutely. Always able to adjust.
Yeah. So let's talk about this 90-day run, because I do know I have a lot of MLM people that are, whether they're in your company, another company, a lot of people are doing like this 90-day run. Y'all's company has influenced a lot of people to do that as well. I do kind of, want to know, because I know y'all work hard. Like y'all work hard. You and Jesse Lee and all your top leaders, y'all are like killing it. Y'all just were literally down the street from me in y'all's little house of y'all's, not little, big, right? Doing whatever y'all were doing. Y'all was like, let's just go get away and like work our butts off all weekend. So I want to know what's different between this 90-day run and y'all's consistent hard work and effort. And what challenges you're coming with from that. And if you were going to encourage somebody to do a 90-day run, like what's the best tip for that?
So I'll answer your last question first, because I think that's the most important one. If somebody wants to do a 90-day run, you need to know why you're doing it. It's not a 90-day run. It's not a walk in the park. It's not easy. It's sacrifice. And it's saying, for 90 days, I can't be the best mom ever. For 90 days, I can't be the best friend ever. Like I have to be the best business owner ever. And, so understanding why you're doing it, which for me was super, super, close to home. So do you mind if I share that?
Yeah.
So for me, it was when I had this whole vision.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I have this whole vision for my life, right? Like I wanted to be a mom when I was really young. I wanted to be a mom when I was like 22, 23 years old. Now I'm obviously not 22, 23 years old now. I'm 27. I'll be 28 this year. And I wanted to be a mom really, really young. And 3 years ago, I completely uprooted my entire life, changed everything, moved across the country, left the 5-year relationship I was in, came out as gay, and just changed everything. And obviously that plan wasn't going to come to fruition by the time I was 22, 23 years old. And so I had to start over. And I set a new goal. I wanted to be a mom. I wanted to be pregnant when I was 20, like by the time I was 28. So mom by 29. And I know it's like weird to set age goals for it, but it's just like what I wanted. And I really want a baby. And so this year anyway was supposed to be kind of the year, 2021 was supposed to be the year that we really like hit it hard and really up leveled. And I got to the end of the year and, we got engaged, and I looked around and I kind of was like, crap, I didn't do what I set out to do this year. I messed up. We wanted 2022 to be the year of travel so that we could have a baby in 2023. And that was just not possible with paying for a wedding and traveling to all the places that we wanted to go. Weddings are really expensive in Dallas, in case nobody knows. And so I had to sit Hollee down at the end of 2021 and I said, I need to do this 90-day run. And by 90-day run, it's probably going to be more like a 90-day year. Like this is the year of sacrifice. This is the year of the hustle. This is the year where I have to say no. This is the year where I have to set boundaries, because if I don't, we're going to be in the same place a year from today. And I don't want to do that. And so we had to move everything out a year. And so next year will be the year of the travel. The year after that will be the year of the baby. And I don't want to get to the end of 2022 and have to have that conversation again. Mm-hmm. I don't want to get to the end of 2022 and say, I'm sorry, I know you sacrificed this year, but I didn't do my part. Mm-hmm. I messed up. Yeah. And so that's why I decided to do the 90-day run. And so my main advice to anybody that wants to do it, or anybody that's thinking about doing it, is you need a reason why. Like, what are you doing it for? Because I didn't want to get up today. To be totally honest with you, I'm exhausted. We dress shopped all weekend. Yeah. When my mom came into town, I'm exhausted. I didn't want to get up today. And I had that in the back of my mind. Like, no, I will not move my life back another year. I refuse. And so you have to know why you're doing it. or else you'll, on the days you don't want to show up, you won't.
Mm-hmm.
You just won't.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the biggest tips that I can give with the 90-day run. And I forgot your other two questions now.
Yeah. I mean, that was powerful within itself, but kind of like why you're doing it. And then what makes it different? Because like I said, like y'all, to me, y'all are like hustle mode, work hard, consistent as heck all the time. So what makes this different?
So there's a couple things. So our team, our core values on our team are excellence. Well, one of them is excellence. And so we do have a higher level of standard on our team, but it's not, in my opinion, it's not undoable. I guess that's just because like, that's what I do every day. And so I guess for some people it might be, but it's just another bump up. It's another notch, right? So like yes, there are periods throughout last year where I did 3 posts on all 3 platforms every single day. Yes, there are periods of time throughout last year where, I worked out for a whole week or whatever. It's a matter of putting it all together. Mm-hmm. Like I'm doing 3 posts on every single platform every single day. I'm doing a podcast every single day. I'm going live and doing business training every single day. I'm have a rigid schedule, which I think that's the biggest difference, is that what we were doing before was kind of like floating around and like, oh crap, I was supposed to get this thing done. Like, let me just do this whenever. My day right now is scheduled out by the half an hour. And so every single half an hour, I know based on my calendar what I'm supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. And so in this half an hour, I'm supposed to be reading. In this half an hour, I'm supposed to be, going live or whatever. And it's, number one, helped with a lot of decision fatigue. I don't know if you've ever like sat down and been like, okay, I have a whole to-do list to do, but I don't want to do any of it.
Nowhere, because I don't want to do any of it because it's too much to look at.
And that decision fatigue of like, okay, do I go live now? Do I go live later? Do I like, when do I do this? And it's helped with a lot of that. It's also helped with me being more present in my time. So like, while I'm not in this 90 days going to be the best fiance or the best friend, like I do have time in my 90-day run where I get to be that. Good. So I have scheduled even on Saturday, I clock out at 5 and I don't clock back in until Sunday at noon. So I have like an evening where I can do date night or go out with friends or whatever.
Yeah.
So that I do have that time, and it's just allowed me to be way more present because I'm not thinking about all the things that I should be doing. And I'm thinking about what I'm supposed to be doing in that moment. And it's just allowed me to be way more productive and way prouder of myself, honestly.
I love that. And even for people that maybe aren't ready to do the 90-day run, just being intentional with your day, telling your day where to go, or it's going to tell you to where to go. And that's one thing that I've always preached. I'm the crazy person that has like a color-coded calendar because for so long I worked full-time on top of trying to be a top earner, top recruiter, top seller in my company. I had to increment my day out like that because I'm like, if I don't, but then like you said, you want to have time, and not only just to be with friends, but those things that recharge you and refill your soul and body so you can keep doing that hustle and hard work. So I love that. I think that's super awesome that you're basically just saying it's just a more intense, intentional focus than 90. Okay. So let's end with this because I know some people are probably like, I like her vibe. I like her energy. So we're going to put in here in the show notes, but also I'm going to have Sydney share like her podcast. If you're not listening, y'all need to listen to it. It's a game changer. I've always loved how she teaches and trains. And if you're in business, you just need to follow that, but follow her social media. She'll share all that here in a second. And then again, it'll be in the show notes, but just kind of wrap us up with your final best. And I know you probably have so many takeaways, business takeaways, life tips, or business tips that you've learned throughout the years, but what's one that you continuously fall back on that maybe you haven't shared with us yet?
The biggest tip that I have is both for life and for business is release your expectations. And I learned that in a very personal way first. I did not have the best relationship with my dad growing up. And so there was a lot of expectations set on him of what I thought he should be as a dad. And that just continued to make us bump heads. And we really had a really, really, really rocky relationship until about 3 years ago. when I decided to just release those expectations, like, he's never going to be the dad that I think he should be. So why don't I just allow this relationship to be what it is? And I get to decide whether or not I want to be a part of it, but instead of expecting him to be a certain way, right? And so I learned it in a very personal way, right? In a relationship with my dad, we now have we have a really good relationship now.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily your expectation of a father-daughter relationship, but it's a good relationship.
Yeah. Better than what it was, right?
Right. And so I realized that I could apply that in so many areas of my life, right? So if you stop expecting people every single time you talk to them to buy your product just because you're talking to them, you get a lot less disappointed when they say no, or not right now, or I need more information. Same with, recruiting, same with whatever. If you stop expecting your team to show up to the level you think they should, you start loving them where they're at, and you just get to decide based on what other people show. When you place expectations on people, you end up disappointed every single time. Every single time. Your followers, your friends, your customers. If you expect people to comment on stuff just because you posted on the internet, you're going to be disappointed. And so I just learned it's a constant reminder of like, stop putting my expectations on people and just allow them to be who they are, and decide whether or not I want to be involved in that, and apply that over your entire life. You will be so much happier.
I love that. I've heard you mention that too with your dad, and it's a reminder for me, because I fall in that trap. Like, I expect my friends to be better support, and then you end up disappointed because I just need to release the expectations. So I love that. Okay, I lied. One last thing, because this is what I love about Sydney. Like, she hasn't even mentioned like what she actually does and her products that she has. And it's January, and I know a lot of people are trying to get right and tight for the new year. I know they're trying to get healthy. So can you tell us about the products you offer people and kind of what your business is and what you do?
Absolutely. So I have been drinking and sharing ketones for 4.5 years. They are pure therapeutic exogenous ketones. Essentially, you get the benefits of the keto diet without actually having to do the keto diet. So it's better energy, better mood, better focus, better fat loss, better sleep. It's a simple drink that tastes really good. You drink it twice a day, and it will help with all of that. So I started drinking it 4.5 years ago to help with my recovery process, because I was feeling that like very heavy weight of darkness after I got into recovery, just because my brain was used to drugs. And so it has helped me so much in my recovery process. So like, I really love helping the addict community with our products, but it is also for fat loss. It is also for that mom that needs some extra energy to chase their kids around. It's also for that mom that's like, I got mom brain and I can't think straight. And it's for everybody. And so it's that availability to biohack your body and really challenge yourself to be the best version of yourself and feel the best version of yourself.
Okay, I love it. Where can people listen to your podcast? Where can people find you on Instagram if they want to even join your team? Kind of tell us a little bit about where they can connect with you.
So I am the Real Queen Syd everywhere. The podcast, Instagram, TikTok, and then Sydney Nicole Smith on Facebook. I'm kind of hard to find on Facebook because there's a lot of Smiths in the world. So your best bet is probably to find me on Instagram, the Real Queen Syd.
All right. Thank you so much, Sydney. I enjoyed my time with you. I feel honored that you decided to hop on Julia Keeps It Real podcast. I know, because I have like some people that know I keep it real, and like I wouldn't just bring somebody on that doesn't know what they're talking about. So I know they're going to connect with you on Instagram and hopefully stay connected with you.
Awesome.
Thank you.